It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma on a Wednesday, November 6th, 2024, E-Day, +1. E standing for election. Election Day, +1. I know you're curious. What do the guys in the Treehouse think? We've got it. We've got an alleged new president. What do we think? What are we going to talk about it? We'll get to that. But first, we need to piggyback on something that we did yesterday. And that is the new term we learned. That is election distress. Mm-hmm. Because there are some places in our fine nation that have seen fit to give people sort of a day off today because of election distress. They were so stressed about voting or just the election in general that they've been given a mental health day today from election stress. Obviously not us. We're Gen X. We throw our mental health caution right into the wind like a wood chipper.
And into a glass of whiskey.
Yeah. where it's healthy. Right, Trey?
No, yeah. I'll tell you who has election distress. Media companies, because half their ad revenue and inventory just went bye-bye.
Yeah. Those election buys, man. Those election buys buy houses. And
yeah.
Cars. Oh my God. Woo. Woo, woo, woo.
Everyone's
driving cyber trucks.
But they time it pretty close because Christmas will be around soon enough, and and then the Super Bowl will be around, and then Valentine's Day. They're good.
Yeah, it'll even out somewhat, but there is. Yeah. And every couple of years you get that just real mega election cycle.
Yeah.
Spending and
you get that Hamptons money.
Yeah.
I wish we would go to the British model of elections, and that. Yeah. I think you have 6 months to campaign. That's it. You can't do anything before. You can't announce anything. You have 6 months.
So even their
I would wear the powdered wig if we went to that.
So even their campaigns are bland.
They actually officially declare. I did uncover some tips, though, for dealing with election distress disorder. I am not making that up. If I have read this correctly, according to a couple of articles, according to the American Psychological Association, election distress or election stress disorder is a real thing. In 2000, and they actually say, let's not sugarcoat this. The simple truth, this is according to an article, is that the last 2 presidential election cycles have been brutal for a majority of Americans. In 2016, polling by the American Psychological Association revealed that 52% of Americans surveyed said the election that year was a significant source of stress in their lives. 4 years later, that number had risen to 68%. One might think 2020 was an anomaly. Oh, no, but there is more. Experts actually believe the problem is worse and will be worse this year. So keep in mind, 4 years ago, 68% of us were suffering from election stress. And now they think that percentage is higher. So someone has put together a few things we can do to try to help with our election stress. According to a doctor, Democrats and Republicans say they feel that democracy is under threat. So all of that, at the very least, puts high stakes into the election. That's according to CBS News Elections and Surveys Director Anthony Salvanto, noting that people are feeling the pressure no matter their political party. So how can we keep that stress and anxiety in check? Here's what the experts around the country suggest. Number one, in order to deal with election stress, they want us to exercise. Well, it might be the last thing on your mind. Getting in some movement or other activities you enjoy can help decrease stress. Number two, stay off of or limit social media. I think that's kind of a good recipe for life in general. That's let alone trying to deal with election stress. And then number three, to try to help cope with election stress, just avoid talking politics.
A doctor came up with this.
A doctor, someone that went to school for many, many years, put together the 3 important things you have to do to help cope with election stress. Number 1, exercise. Number 2, stay off social media. Number 3, just don't talk politics. Wow, thanks, Doc. Appreciate it.
Well, we're sure it's like an MD or like a PhD in art history. Like,
I think it's a chiropractor.
Yeah.
I mean, I exercise. I ran to the liquor store, and then
Yeah.
I stayed off social media because I blacked out, and I didn't talk politics because I couldn't form words. So I think I did. I think I did everything right.
You know what? Well done, sir. Yeah. I feel better, and I didn't even do those things. I felt better just hearing about you doing them. That sounds like a great. That sounds like that sounds like the prescription we need to deal with election stress.
Yeah, and if anybody asks, I'm like, hey, it was doctored order. That's all I gotta say.
By who? Dr. Sharma.
That's right.
Of which
He's
there's
got
about,
everything.
Yeah,
of which there is about
plenty of
4 million across the globe. Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Sharma. You see him too? Yeah, totally. Yeah, he said he got exercise running to the liquor store.
Yeah. Stayed off social media because he blacked out, and didn't talk politics because he couldn't form words. And that's exactly how it's done. Oh, I don't feel any stress at all.
How much is my copay?
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It is time to get you in a new car, but let's not do it the old-fashioned way. No, let's do it the Treehouse way with Fairlease. Look, you and I know that saving money is important, and Fairlease knows this as well. And that's why when you lease from Fairlease, you can actually pay less compared to buying. You can also customize your lease with things like flexible terms, flexible mileage, and Fairlease will take your trade-in, and they can even work with you and any negative equity you might have. And Fairlease can also save you precious time. Go to fairlease.org. Tell them what you want, what you need, and they bring that vehicle to you. Pretty amazing, right? And then you can just sign all the paperwork remotely. No more wasting hours or days at a car dealership wondering what fun all the other people in the world are having because they called Fairlease. Be one of the fun Fairlease people. Go to fairlease.org today and search for your new vehicle. Go to fairlease.org. That's fairlease.org. The Treehouse is driven by Fairlease.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
That first segment of the Treehouse brought to you by Fairlease. You want to save time and money on that next new vehicle? Then you need to get a hold of our friends at Fairlease. Just go to their website, fairlease.org. That is fairlease.org. Well, just a little while ago, we learned that we are all likely suffering from what is now known as election stress disorder, according to the American Psychological Association, or APA for short. And there is something that every few years I will pull out because it makes me feel so good around election time. And that is from, what is it, Raj?
You said every few years you pull out because it feels so good.
for
That's all
election time.
I was
Yeah.
distracted from. I was getting a scam call, so that's all I heard. And I was like, "Well, good for you. Every few years, you should pull out, Dan."
Just to mix things up a little bit, you know. Sometimes you want to pretend like you're a fireman.
Sorry, that's all I heard.
No, it's okay.
My bad.
Did you guys ever watch the show Third Rock from the Sun when it was on, starring John Lithgow?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Gorsif-Levitt was on that. I think it was Jane Curtin as well.
French Stewart.
Phenomenal show.
Mhm.
And they, of course, John Lithgow, French Stewart, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and is it Johnson. I'm forgetting the girl's name, the actress. They all played aliens inhabiting human bodies, trying to assimilate on Earth until they get rescued or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So John Lithgow is playing an alien, and they're living in this human world, trying to blend in as best as they can.
Mhm.
And in one of, I think, the best episodes I have ever seen of television ever is John Lithgow's character having to go vote. And in doing so, in this episode, they put a spotlight on, I think, how so many of us feel when it comes time to vote. And I wanted to share it with you now because I feel like it'll help with our healing process of our election stress disorder. So here we go. This from Third Rock from the Sun, Why We Vote.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. I'm trying to vote my conscience, and I can't even hear it anymore. There is no choice. My only choice is not to vote at all. Democracy is horrible, absolutely horrible.
You're so right. Democracy is the worst form of government there is, except for all of the others. That's exactly why you have to vote.
No.
Yes. If you don't vote, you can't complain.
Complaining is all I have left.
I would like to point out this show was on. It aired 1996 to 2001, and it holds up, and it holds up very, very well. Just a nice little exchange.
Yes. If you don't vote, you can't complain.
Complaining is all I have left.
The system isn't perfect, but it's important to participate. Even if you get it wrong, just go to the polls and do what you think is right.
Things were so much simpler where I come from. There's only one big giant office, and whoever outruns the fireball wins.
Which doesn't sound so bad.
I would do that. I'd watch that on TV.
Yeah, I mean, in today's political climate, I think we'd all, I think a lot of us would sign up for that.
Yeah.
So now that scene is concluded, and now we go into John Lithgow's character on Third Rock from the Sun in the actual voting booth, trying to figure out who he's going to vote for. As he's hitting his head on the voting machine.
Oh God! I hope I did the right thing.
He hugs a fellow voter and he walks out.
Yeah, that's about the feeling. Yep.
My God, that just every 4 years, presidential election time, I remember that scene, that episode, and I love, that's what I love pulling out every few years and enjoying not just how well it holds up, but it seems to get truer the older and the farther away from it we get.
True. Yeah, for sure.
You pull out to John Lithgow. That's
Everyone should.
You know what? Different people show their appreciation in different ways, Trey, and that's just how I show mine.
If you pull out the French Stewart, it's a completely different.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You can also check out our Patreon channel. It's patreon.com/treehouseonair. You can subscribe to even more Treehouse. Get Treehouse Plus, Treehouse Super Plus, and Ultimate Treehouse. That's where you get all the stupid, super deep inside the Treehouse. Just go to patreon.com/treehouseonair. That's patreon.com/treehouseonair. All right. That's enough election stuff for now. Now that we've discussed some groundbreaking tips to help us recover from our election stress disorder, we got to enjoy John Lithgow voting in Third Rock from the Sun, which still holds up, to which I love to pull out every few years. I'm just going to lean into that joke all day because why not? And there's something else I want to pull out now for you boys right here inside the Treehouse. And that is something that I think is going to help one of us immensely. Okay. So I'm going to share with you this little motivational video of a man that is not as well known as Tony Robbins. He's not exactly on the pantheon of greatness with Patton or Churchill or any of the other great motivational people of our planet, of our time, until now. I'm now going to share with you this guy, and he is your new motivational leader.
Buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks.
I should probably have stated that this is a sports card salesman. And while he's trying to get you to take advantage of this deal on boxes of sports cards, I think his real message is being delivered on life as a whole.
Buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is.
I have never, and I talk for a living.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've never found myself speechless.
That's how good this guy is. He will take your breath away.
Oh, I mean, he did, and I don't think I want it back.
He can keep it.
You can have it for free. Forget
or for $39.99.
You, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why.
This guy looks like if Rob Riggle
and Ziggy
smashed his face up against a tank for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he's got the body style of Ziggy from the cartoons.
You're right, he does. But this is a guy that clearly knows he's not going to just physically be able to pick up any chick in the bar based on looks, right? He's gonna
correct.
He's gonna have to depend on his guile, on his personality, on his attitude to carry him through.
She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby, because you bought it for $39.99. Is that crazy? That's the way it works around here. This deal will change your life. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and be disgusted tomorrow. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and go, what's wrong with me?
Nice try, Diddy.
That is, he just got disturbing right at the end. Like it was motivational. Now I'm like, I do feel a little sad about myself.
I feel like he's speaking to my soul, not just how badly I want a sports card set. I do like to think that somewhere, if there's a Valhalla for pitchmen,
Yes,
that Billy Mays is up there thinking, this is a bit much.
the Odin, he's the Odin of the pitchman. This guy's auditioning for Thor.
And you've got Billy Mays just going like, maybe just tone it down a notch.
Bring
It's
it
a
down
little
a little
much.
bit, buddy. But what if, like, here's the scary part, and this is how my brain works. What if he's right? Like, what if, like, you're like one night you're like, you know what, I want to go talk to that chick, but I can't. And you go, you know, you muster up all your strength. You walk over there. Hey, you know, would you like, can I buy you a drink? She's like, no. And then she walks out of the bar with her friend. She's like, I bet he doesn't even have a baseball card collection. And then, you know what I mean? Like, the whole time, this guy's been right. It's like,
and then in the parking lot, she runs into a guy who's wearing a polo shirt. Then on the chest, it says Fleer 89, and panties just fall off.
This guy just walks up like, I got a Cal Ripken rookie. And she's like, we're going home now.
We're making babies. Because you know what this planet doesn't have enough of? You guys.
And there's no John Lithgow tonight.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Like Aaron said, check us out at treehouseonair.com. You can also check us out on the YouTube. You can check out Treehouse TV, the Treehouse Cowboy Show, all sorts of YouTube fun that we're having on our channel there. It's youtube.com/@treehouseonair, or just type in the Treehouse Podcast on your search for YouTube. Or again, just go to treehouseonair.com. Oh, sweet, sweet Jesus. Let's get into some news that is non-election based, at least as far as we think. In what is possibly the last place I'd ever want to be found dead, a Walmart employee was found dead inside of a walk-in oven. And, which may show, which may go to show the links at which some people will go to avoid election coverage. No, that's not the case here. A Walmart employee was found dead inside of a walk-in bakery oven. I didn't even know those existed, because whenever I've heard the term walk-in, I think food service industry. I think fridge, walk-in. When anyone ever talks about the walk-in, it's usually the fridge. The only time I've ever heard of a walk-in oven was never something good. And I didn't even know that they actually existed in modern day times. But I guess they do. But I guess the good news here is that the cause and manner of death have not yet been determined. Police in Canada said they're investigating after a 19-year-old Walmart employee was found dead inside a store's walk-in bakery oven. Can I just say that there are a number of ways in which I hope that I do not die, and inside of a walk-in oven is high on that list now.
Yeah.
I would like to just point out, I don't want to die inside of a Walmart, period. But if it's gonna be, let alone inside of a walk-in oven inside of a Walmart, that's if I die, yeah, if I die inside of a Walmart, suspect foul play.
It's Aldi or nothing for me, buddy.
There's no ovens in the Aldi. They're not cooking a damn thing there. Officers responded to the Walmart located in Halifax, Nova Scotia, after the employee was found. It's a very sad story, but again, just it's not every day you see a headline that says Walmart employee found dead inside walk-in oven.
Yeah.
I think the only time I've even seen something that reminisced a walk-in oven was on one of the episodes of the new season of The Boys. And that didn't turn out good for that dude either.
Yeah, that is there's usually, like, even in the walk-in, like, same thing, like when I think walk-in cooler. There's usually a push button on the inside that you can, like, just pop right out. So I don't know I don't know if that's the same case in a walk-in oven.
I don't know, but I've had that thought as well. Like having the emergency things on the inside, like anytime, like I rented a car recently, and in the trunk, it's got the emergency release from the inside. I'm like, man, if we acted up as kids, we didn't have that. We were just stuck in the trunk.
The truth. And they didn't go to the extent of, like, putting the spare tire back in to where it goes. So that's just kind of where you were.
You're just rolling around with the jack and the tire iron smacking you in the head. That was just part of the punishment.
Yeah, that was part for the course. Absolutely.
And
I think there was go ahead, Trey.
Oh, I mean, the guy was Canadian, so if he could still speak, he was alive, he'd probably apologize.
Sorry, I locked myself in here.
There's actually probably a note scratched into the wall that says, "I'm sorry."
Sorry for ruining the bread. Poor kid. Jeez.
That really is awful. But yeah, you're right. Thinking about, I have no idea. I've never been in a walk-in oven. I've actually never really even been inside of a walk-in cooler, so I don't even know if the coolers have a button that you can hit will release you. They do.
Yeah, they do. It's a little, so where the pull latch is from the outside, when it shuts, there's one that you just push and it pops the latch out on, so you can just come right back out. So you can't actually get stuck anymore. You used to be able to. Then they had a couple of incidents where people froze to death in walk-in coolers. So to minimize liability, they have the thing where you can just pop it out.
It's usually a big red button that you can push.
But in Canada, it's labeled the sorry button.
Yeah.
Push A.
It is messed up, though. I do remember looking the last time I rented a car. It had a trunk, and I remember opening the trunk and looking inside, and it had the emergency handle that would work from the inside. And really, we didn't have that as kids.
We didn't have car seats.
What's that?
We didn't have car seats.
No, we didn't. There have been cases where suspects died in the back of a police transport for being given what is known as a rough ride, where they weren't properly secured, and police were accused of a rough ride, driving so erratically that it broke the suspect's neck in the back of the vehicle. That was just childhood for us in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, we had lap belts. There wasn't even a seat belt like that went across. It was lap belts, and then anytime you hit, your mom hit the brakes, if she loved you, she just put her arm out. And if she didn't, you met the dashboard. That was kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the love test. It was very kind of, it sounded like this. Oh, she loves me.
Yeah, because that, or if your parents were pissed off at you and trying to get at you in the back seat and they couldn't reach you, just slam on the brakes. You're coming forward. Yep.
You're up here with me now.
That's when people could still drink and drive.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
My dad had a cigarette, a bourbon soda, and he could still whip my ass.
And if he gets pulled over by the police, all he's got to say is, sorry, the kid was acting up.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And they let him go.
The cop would whoop your ass.
Visit us online
Give me
at
some of that.
treehouseonair.com.
Stop talking back to your dad. Official police business.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
The Treehouse is open for business. If you would like to advertise right here inside the Treehouse, you can do that. Just shoot us an email, treehouseonair@gmail.com. That is treehouseonair@gmail.com. If you would like to advertise right here inside the Treehouse, which is where we find ourselves right now. Back inside the Treehouse now on Election Day +1, 2024. Look, there's not a whole lot of things that can happen to bring our country together better than birthdays. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Today is, of course, Wednesday, November 6th, 2023. Birthdays today to make us all feel just a little bit better. Emma Stone is 36 today. She won an Oscar for La La Land. She was also Cruella de Vil in the live-action Cruella movie. She was always in our hearts. No, it's not always, but she won a lot of people's hearts in Zombieland when she played the role Wichita.
Mm-hmm.
Other birthdays today: Lamar Odom, former NBA basketball player and former Kardashian. He is 45 today. Taryn Manning from Orange is the New Black and Hawaii Five-0, the new one. She is 46 today. She was also on Sons of Anarchy. And I just realized that there's 3 shows that are pretty popular that she's been in, and I have not watched any of them. And I've only heard great things about Orange is the New Black. Sons of Anarchy is supposedly, Sopranos, but with motorcycles. And I guess I'm missing out. I keep watching, stupid movies like Jason X instead.
You beat me to the punchline.
I'm just glad he called him stupid.
Oh, I recognize it. I wholly recognize some of my less than stellar movie choices. Because look, I blame a lot of this on my teenage years and having cable and staying up too late and just watching some of the weirdest stuff, including USA Up All Night with Rhonda Shear.
Okay.
That's where you got to watch some really awful movies, things like Toxic Avenger 4, and just some of like those B movies. And I'll be honest, part of the reason I was watching USA Up All Night is because we didn't have, while we had cable, we didn't have the premium channels that actually had boobs. So that was about as close as I could get.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah. So that's my excuse for some of them. Others, it's just boredom. When I was younger, I'd scroll and say like, it's a movie, I'll watch that. And I don't know why, but that's how I've seen certain things. And
did you watch a lot of movies after the head into the wood thing? Did you watch did they like lay you down and let you watch whatever you wanted to, like little Danny Got Hurt?
Oh, when I was a youngster, when I was like 4 or 5 and on the playground, I ran headfirst into a piece of playground equipment.
I don't know if it's a piece of playground equipment. I think you ran into someone's woodshed. But
well, it was on the playground, so if you don't want me to play on it, don't stick it on the playground.
Yeah. when you went in head first? Did they like lay little Danny down? And they're like, you know what, this is a pretty traumatic head injury. Let's put on some TV for the poor kid and see if he recovers. And that's maybe where it started.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
They're like, put on Plan 9 from outer space and let's just see what happens.
This right here is what happens. Let me be a walking warning to you. Other birthdays today. Tandy Newton is 52 today. She's been in a number of things, including Westworld. She was also Val in Solo. That was the Star Wars flop. She was Condoleezza Rice in W as well. Rebecca Romaine turns 51 today. She is the original Mystique in the original X-Men movies. She's also Eve Baird on The Librarians. Ethan Hawke is 54 today. Ethan Hawke, 54. I'm going to use this as a good excuse to bring up the Magnificent Seven remake. While a lot gets said on this show about my not poor taste in films, but just random films that I have seen, I think I have good taste. The Magnificent Seven remake, which actually has Ethan Hawke in it as one of the Magnificent Seven, is wonderful. It's also got Vincent D'Onofrio, Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt. I love that movie. The new Magnificent Seven. So if you get a chance, watch it. It's damn good.
And no one thinks they have bad taste, Dan.
That's right. Oh, I'm so glad that Trey pointed that out. Everybody thinks their taste is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's the difference with me, Trey, is I know it.
yes, Danny does. Who's got a big pencil? Danny does. Yeah,
with my name on it. You want to know the definition of irony, Raj? Is that my big pencil that has my name on it, so it can't be confused with anybody else's big pencil, even though I'm the only one with a big pencil because I'm special. It's made from the same wood that I ran headfirst into.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
I had a colorful childhood. No, right. I saw lots of colors after I hit that piece of wood. I saw rainbows and birds and stars.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This is one hell of a story, and any story worth saying that it's a hell of a story, you know, is going to originate from the great state of Florida. Florida's convicted killer clown has been released from prison for the murder of her husband's then wife.
Of course it has. And is now available for children's parties.
Look, if we're being honest, she didn't kill any kids.
That's the top of her LinkedIn profile. Didn't kill any kids.
I might be a murderer, but no kids were harmed in any of my murder. I'm going to read that headline again because it is a bit of an onion that's got layers. Okay. Florida's convicted killer clown released from prison for the murder of her husband's then wife. A woman, this is Fort Lauderdale, by the way, a woman who pleaded guilty to dressing as a clown and in 1990 murdering the wife of a man she later married was released from prison Saturday, ending a case that had been strange even by Florida standards. Well, how about that lead stating at the beginning, a woman who pleaded guilty to dressing as a clown and murdering the wife of a man. I mean, I don't think dressing as a clown is illegal anywhere, let alone the state of Florida. But according to that lead of the story, it makes it sound that way.
You can't do both.
Yeah, you can kill somebody in Florida. You can dress as a clown in Florida, but look, we're not going to let you do both of those at the same time.
That makes it sound like it's an aggravating circumstance.
Yeah, that elevated it to second degree murder as opposed to just manslaughter.
Had I not been dressed like a clown, Your Honor, I probably wouldn't have killed her.
Your Honor, I fully admit to my mistake of murdering the woman. But can't we all agree that me being dressed as a clown is more of a failure from society than it is my own?
Honk, honk.
Sheila Keene Warren was released 18 months after she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the shooting of Marlene Warren. The plea deal came shortly before her trial would have started. She's maintained her innocence even after her plea. She was sentenced to 12 years in prison, but she'd been in custody for 7 years since her arrest in 2017, and Florida's law in 1990 allowed significant credit for good behavior. It had been expected she'd be released in about 2 years. According to Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg, Sheila Keene Warren will always be an admitted convicted murderer and will wear that stain for every day for the rest of her life. Where? Is it part of her probation, though, that she's not allowed to dress as a clown? I'm just murky on the details.
How did she get caught 27 years later? Did she take the clown makeup off?
Sheila?
Her attorney said she only took the plea deal because she would be released in less than 2 years and had been facing a life sentence if convicted at trial. That's the only reason she says that she took the deal while maintaining her innocence. Palm Beach County Sheriff's investigators had I'm going to start that sentence over because I can't talk. Palm Beach County Sheriff's investigators had long suspected her in the slaying, but she wasn't arrested until 27 years later when they said improved DNA testing tied her to evidence found in the getaway vehicle. At the time of the shooting, she was an employee of Marlene Warren's husband, Michael, at his used car lot. Since 2002, she had been his wife. They eventually moved to Virginia, where they ran a restaurant just across the border. Witnesses told investigators in 1990 that then Sheila Keene and Michael Warren were having an affair. They both denied it. Over the years, detectives said costume shop employees identified her as the woman who bought a clown suit a few days before the killing. This is where it gets a little grotesque. One of the two balloons she was holding said, "You're the greatest," was only sold at one store, a Publix near her home. Employees told detectives a woman who looked like her had bought the balloons an hour before the shooting. Hang on, it's about to get worse. The presumed getaway car was found abandoned with orange hair-like fibers inside.
All 19 of the people inside got out.
It sounds like their big break was, they found the matching size 20 shoe.
Those dogs were barking. Please finish the story.
I don't know if I can. All right. The victim's son and his friends were at home when they said a person dressed as a clown rang the doorbell. He said that when his mom answered, the clown handed her the balloons, one of which said, "You're the greatest." After she responded, "How nice," the clown pulled the gun and shot her in the face.
What's the second balloon say? Bang?
One said, "You're the greatest." This one says, "You're dead." The gun comes out, and a little flag that says "bang" comes out. When she tried to clean up the crime scene, was it just one hanky that just kept coming out?
I don't think the judge was at all amused when when he got squirted in the face by a flower.
When asked for a statement, she said,
What the lineup look like? You know, for Ronald McDonald.
I feel like that's a setup from the start. So awful. Handing her a balloon that says, "You're the greatest," and then right in the face. All right. Oh, we never talked about the election. Just accept this balloon from the treehouse that says you're the greatest. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you back in here tomorrow, right here inside the treehouse.